G'day people, I hope you're all well today. These days, more people than ever are developing their own indie games. If you're one of them, I highly recommend you get to promoting your game as early as possible whilst you're developing it on every social media platform available that you have time to do so on. So when it comes time to release your masterpiece, you already have the strongest possible following of people out there who may want to purchase and play your game. Here's what I've learnt about each platform while I've been developing my own game. I'll also be rating each social media platform with a toxicity factor and a community support rating. As I know, us indie devs don't always have the thickest skin to handle negative criticism or blatant, mean, toxic comments about your work that you've poured your heart and soul into. And I don't blame you either. Let's get started with Twitter. Twitter seems to be the most peaceful place for indie game devs, big and small, to gather and share their work. You can rub shoulders and be easily noticed by devs with huge followings here, along with your peers. If you want to grow quickly, upload as much as possible, once a day if you can, with more than just plain text. Add screenshots or GIFs of the work you've done that day, with accompanied links to your other social media platforms too. Of course, you also know that adding lots of hashtags is beneficial too. Taking part in 100 days of game dev, 100 days of code, or Pixel Daily challenges is a great way to grow fast and be noticed by lots of other devs who may be attempting the same challenge also. I rate Twitter to be the least toxic of all the platforms that I'll be mentioning from here on in. Most people here are actually very supportive and regularly promote each other's work with hashtag follow Fridays and different hype train tag links, etc. But keep in mind that Twitter followers don't directly correlate to YouTube subscribers or Steam wish listerers. You're going to have to work a lot harder than that at this promo game, I'm afraid. Which brings me to YouTube. Admit it, if you haven't done so already, a lot of you would love to start your own YouTube channel. So why not just start one? I bet you've watched a lot of the bigger channels and thought, hey, I can do that, and my game's way better looking and cooler than theirs, so I'm going to have 10,000 subscribers in no time, and thousands of people are going to buy and play my game no problem. But sorry, those days are gone. You're too late to the party, I'm afraid. Maybe if you started 3 to 5 or more years ago like those bigger channels did, sure, but not anymore. So we got to work hard and be very grateful for every single subscriber we can get. Unless you have something very, very special and unique, and you regularly create perfectly edited videos that many people genuinely want to watch all the way to the end, you might break through that algorithm barrier quickly. It does happen, but not very often. I'm very happy with the following I've gathered over the last few months, so thank you very much to all you beautiful subscribers out there. We're all in this together as new YouTubers, so branching out and showing genuine support for other indie developers is very important. Play their games, like and comment on each one of their videos, and grow together. So why even bother to make devlog videos on YouTube, you ask? Good question. Because making videos is a lot of fun, even though it is tons and tons of work. And success on YouTube can open up many other opportunities for you in the future. But on that note, remember you must promote across as many platforms as you can, not just YouTube. They all serve a purpose and play a part to allow for maximum exposure. The toxicity level on YouTube is low for the most part, and support here is rated medium to high once you get amongst the rest of the community. I can go on for a while, going down a rabbit hole about the keys to YouTube success and how to make and promote your videos, etc. But your attention spans aren't up for all that in the YouTube of the 2020s decade. Which leads me to the social media platform with the shortest attention span, TikTok. Very short, fast-paced, with loads of action, often funny videos reign supreme in this realm. There are actually a lot of game developers on TikTok here, but your audience is going to be young, like very young, like mostly 8 to 15-year-olds. So unless your game is going to be free to play, easily accessible, and suits this majority very young age group, don't count on gathering an audience here that'll actually buy your game. But if your content is created correctly for this platform, you may have a chance to go viral. That is if you regularly upload very entertaining videos, and you overhype your game to be better than Fortnite or whatever. It might be possible. But modern day editing skills with lots of creativity, music and effects are a must for this platform. Toxicity is low here, as it only allows for a like function and people here are too lazy to comment, but community support is also very low, so I wouldn't expect to be able to branch out to other devs to share each other's work or learn anything special here. But you can be crafty and advertise your other social media platforms that you're on in your TikTok videos. I believe I gained a few more subscribers on YouTube doing this, but there's no real way to show for this. Now on to Instagram. Now personally, I don't really believe Instagram is good for game development promotion, unless you have lots of friends on there from your personal social life who are actually very supportive of your game dev venture. Maybe showcasing your pixel art or some screenshots of your game with a lot of hashtags, but I wouldn't really bother too much here to try and gain a big following of random people who you want to follow the development of your game. You can link your Steam or your YouTube channel or whatever in your bio, but I wouldn't make it your main go-to platform to promote your game. I'd just upload lots of screenshots or short promo videos of gameplay or devlog highlights here every week or so. Toxicity is very low here, but also community support is low, unless you've got a strong following of personal friends in your social life that are going to support your game. Same goes for Facebook on your own personal social life page too, but there are Facebook groups here. Facebook groups are a lot like the subreddit groups. You can add links to your YouTube devlog along with pictures and videos and all sorts of things here, but you have to do this many times in many different groups, which is very time consuming. Also, you have to follow the individual group's rules and be careful what kind of content you promote. Some groups only allow pictures on certain days, so you got to practice a bit to get the flow of what to post and in what group. It can be very beneficial if you do it right though. Toxicity is medium to low, as you might get a few mean comments on your posts here and there, and this varies from group to group. But community support is also low unless you pick a favourite group and regularly communicate and become known with the other members there. But I do actually get a view boost and extra YouTube subscribers here and there from posting my new devlog videos on Facebook groups. Like I said, you just got to be crafty with what you post and where you post it. Speaking of crafty, Imgur or Imager is also a popular place. But you have to watch your step here. This is one of the most brutal social media platforms out there. These Imgurians don't take shit from no one here. They won't tolerate your shameless self-promotion for a second. These Imgurians don't take shit from no one here. They won't tolerate your shameless self-promotion for a second. Expect 10 downvotes in less than an hour if there's even a hint of a mention of your game's title or devlog link in the short GIF or screenshot that you're posting. Your post will eventually be removed from the public eye overnight with no explanation whatsoever. You'll just be left with your dead and stinking carcass of a post in your private profile page. Your proud work that you've worked so hard on, beaten and broken, spat and pissed on. But if you are crafty and you can just stick with screenshots or GIFs or short tiny movies with no links and no mention of a game's title, you can get a lot of views in a short amount of time, like hundreds of views in just a couple of hours. In some of these many views, there could be a bunch of people who will actually seek out your game further if the pic or the GIF or the short movie really impresses them. But don't expect for people to be nice here, not one bit. Toxicity and negativity here is extreme, so you need a +10 acid repellent spell cast over you, or an enchanted set of armor equivalent to thicken your skin before you brave this dangerous realm. Also, community support is non-existent here. Only if you somehow win over the Ingurians will you prevail in Mordor. Oops, I mean Imgur. So your screenshots and your GIFs have to be top notch. High risk, but high reward if you're successful. Which leads me to the beast you've all been waiting for, Reddit. Now a lot of you are familiar with Reddit as it's a great place to promote your work no matter what you do, if you're brave enough. But don't worry too much, the rumours aren't all true. It's actually not that bad in the end. Just play by each subreddit's rules. Don't spam and only post relevant content for the specific group. For example, if you post a direct devlog link in the pixelart subreddit, just because your game's a pixel art game, you'll get downvoted 6 feet under, just like Imgur. And your YouTube video will suffer the abuse too, with a bunch of thumbs downs. But if you post just a short screenshot or a short GIF of your pixel artwork and not a link to your YouTube devlog, and it's good, you'll potentially get heaps of upvotes in a short amount of time here. Then you can add a sneaky post in the comments that link your devlog or Steam page or whatever for those parties that are interested. If handled correctly, Reddit can be very beneficial for your game's popularity, gaining Steam wishlisters or getting people to play your demo on itch.io or whatever. But you should also note that it can be very detrimental to your YouTube channel if you promote your new devlog videos here, along with Facebook group posts too. Yes, your new video's link will gain you lots of extra views, but this will affect your audience retention a lot, as Redditors tend to only watch a short part of your video, unless you execute a perfect presentation to please many different tastes and preferences all at once. So you'll only gain an extra view most of the time. You'll rarely gain an extra YouTube like. So in the end, I wouldn't say Reddit is that toxic if you do it right. It'll take a bit of experimenting though to see what works and where. but just follow what others with lots of upvotes are doing in each specific group. I'll actually give Reddit only a medium toxicity rating, which may shock some of you. You just have to play by each subreddit's rules. Also a medium community support rating too, as you can gain a lot of wishlisters here and generate a bit of hype about your game too. So with a little patience, I highly recommend Reddit to be beneficial to your game's popularity.
We're moving in lock, stock and barrel. We're going to be in a pool. We're going to be in a clubhouse. We're going to be all over that shuffleboard court. And I dare you to keep me out!
Remember, every platform counts. You have to reach out to new audiences who gather new information in many different ways. All social media platforms play a valuable part to get your game's name out there in the world and get it known amongst new communities. Please mention in the comments below if you use social media platforms that I haven't covered in this video. Also, honourable mentions to itch.io, Twitch and Discord. Also let me know in the comments what your experiences are with the various social media platforms. Did you cop a downvote beatdown on Reddit because you injected a little humour in one of your tutorial videos?
You think this is all a big joke, don't you?
No, I don't.
Sure, go ahead, laugh if you want to. I've seen your type before. Flashy, making the scene, flaunting convention.
Now every episode that I put out, I do a shout out to another developer who's got less than 1,000 subscribers, but is worthy of many, many more. Not that this will help much with bringing them heaps more subscribers, but I think it's still a nice thing to do to build community spirit and show appreciation. If everyone does this, YouTube will almost be a nicer place as Twitter. This week's shout out is Fennec Fu. Fennec is a solo indie game developer. He makes interesting, entertaining and funny videos a couple of times a month about his game jams and other projects. Check out his Friday Night Funkin' video, an excellent video essay very much worthy of its time. He's also a great pixel artist too. Check out his regular posts on Twitter. Both links are in the description. So thanks for watching if you made it all the way to the end here, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.
Paper.